Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Hold on to your butts.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Basement Monsters Game Day podcast on SportsZone Chicago. That's it, dude. I'm calling it now. It's a 2-minute warning. Buffalo's got the ball. They've been running the ball pretty much for the entire half. Not really the entire half. Pretty much the entire fourth quarter. It's 38-9. I said I had a feeling it was going to be a game like this. It took a little time. Like, don't get me wrong, New England came out like they wanted to win, but the talent's not there. You heard Louis Riddick saying and Brian Greasy and saying saying that exactly what we said. New England, they drafted shitty.
They didn't have to draft.
Yeah, they didn't have to draft. It wasn't like they went and focused on drafting Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Like, Tom Brady fell into your lap, and you lucked out. You lucked out and ended up winning 6 Super Bowls with him. I just feel like what you had, and honestly, they had solid teams. It's just at a certain point, you miss out. There's at a certain time you're gonna have to miss out, and I feel like in recent drafts, maybe for the past, I don't know, maybe 5, 6, 7 years, I feel like they've been hit or miss. Like you got a Stephon Gilmore, and then there's like 2 other, but you could count for like 2 other or 3 other players that were misses. For New England. So it's been a struggle there. Clearly a team on the rebuild. They talked about them wanting to win, and like we said, win for momentum going into the season ahead. That was rough. It was a rough one. It was rough for Cam. They took Cam out, and honestly, combined, the New England Patriots were 9 for 21 for 78 yards as a team. That's Cam and Stidham. You gotta find your quarterback. You gotta find your identity. I think your identity needs to start. It needs to start with building the building of that line. I really don't believe getting a quarterback's gonna automatically be the savior in this situation. I feel like you need to build a line, find a run. If Sony Michel's not your guy, or he's going to be one of the guys, find a workhorse. Find somebody that's gonna fight for yardage and be a game changer. I don't see any game changers whatsoever on this New England Patriots team. It's going to be a long rebuild for New England.
Yeah, it's the biggest problem with the New England Patriots is everybody thought Bill Belichick was a genius, because he could hire these guys. But here's the thing: he did hire those guys, and he got them to win, and they won 6 Super Bowls. But guess what? When those players aren't there for 3 and 4 and 5 and 6 years, you run into this. You run into exactly what you have. That plug and place works when you got Tom Brady throwing the ball. But once he decides to leave and you only sign guys, you're letting guys go that were on 1-year contracts or 2-year contracts, whatever it may be. You haven't done anything to prepare yourself for the future after Tom Brady. And to me, that's the New England Patriots' biggest downfall. I understand all you had to do for 20 years was draft offensive linemen to protect Tom Brady. I get it. I understand it. It worked very good. So I'm not knocking it. I'm just saying somebody should have been thinking farther down the road, and maybe trying to stack some young players. I'll tell you a guy that I can't remember his name now, but that guy that they kept talking about on the Bills, that linebacker, Matt Milano or whatever his name was. That kid looks good. I think Buffalo found a gem there. They better sign that guy again.
Yeah.
But the Patriots, it's a long, hard road out of hell, and I don't think anybody feels sorry for him. That's the unfortunate thing, especially the teams in your division. So I don't fault Buffalo. Everyone, I saw a couple people talking, oh, that's bullshit. They're just running it up. No, that's 20 years of revenge, bro.
Yeah.
That's what that is. That's 20 years of being beat down religiously.
Yeah, don't give me any running it up shit when you got 6 Super Bowls.
Yeah, nobody in New England's crying.
You owned the division for 2 decades. Yeah,
Right.
look at Bills Mafia doesn't give a shit about that. The two tears in a bucket.
Right.
So for me, like good for the Bills. Like I'm happy for them.
Yeah.
I just feel like Ben says was this a failed relationship with the Patriots and Cam? I think so.
I don't think it was failed. I think it was a stopgap. I don't think anybody.
Okay. Sorry.
Yeah, I just think it was a stopgap. Like you get the best guy out there that's available that could come in and be your number one. Because obviously Stidham's not your guy. What are you going to get, a journeyman like Fitzpatrick or there's plenty of teams that got other quarterbacks that they could have went and got. But Cam Newton's, he probably is the most ready to run your offense. So I think that Cam Newton is a stopgap. Yeah, will he be there next year? Maybe, maybe not. Because I seriously don't think that they feel that Stidham is the answer in New England. I definitely don't feel that at all. And if they do, then they've got a longer road to go than I thought they did. But maybe Cam's not. Maybe Cam doesn't gel with that offense. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like that offense kind of limited Cam a little bit too. And I'm not saying Cam is the same Cam that he used to be by any means. But I'm just saying I think Cam's style of play does not fit Belichick's mold.
I think that they needed each other. It was a desperation type of moment because you just lose Tom. You need something big. So you went out and got a big name.
Right. Exactly.
Took a team to the Super Bowl once. In hopes that it was a redemption type of a year. But you never really had the team. It never really was going to fit because, like, at this point, like Cam, who's Cam going to throw to? Who is Cam throwing to out there tonight? Who?
Nobody.
Who?
Nobody.
Name one.
Nobody started catching passes until Stidham came in, and then it was only Jacoby Myers.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right.
So it's going to be a long road up there in New England, but like the guys on the broadcast are saying, you can't win forever. It's going to come to an end at some point. That's just the nature of the beast. That's the way the NFL is built. You win a lot. You don't get great draft picks. That's just the way it is. But like I said, I feel like somewhere along the line, in the last 3 or 4 years, they should have been trying to get some guys and thinking ahead of Tom Brady departing because, he said he wanted to play till 40. But, you can't tell me that they didn't sense that relationship was going south. You know what I mean? Like you should have been drafting then maybe a year ago.
Bro, Belichick in my mind, and the way I saw how that story from afar, how that story is going, I feel like Belichick wanted to move on, and I'm sure a lot of people thought he wanted to move on a while ago, or not so much move on as to get somebody in place to take over as soon as Tom's gone. And like I thought it looked like it was going to be Garoppolo, but then you saw how that worked out.
Yeah, that killed him. That killed him.
Yeah, and now you've been without. You don't have you had no answer. So Cam was desperation on both ends. Cam needed to in place after to let him go to rebound, and it is what it is. Like like they're offering you a contract to start, and that's what Cam wants to do. He wants to start. It is what it is. Like
the good thing, like the guys on the broadcast were saying, the one thing the Patriots have working in their favor is they have I don't remember what he said, 51 or 53 million in cap space. So they've got money to bring some people in. It's just there's like we talked about. I think it was yesterday. We talked about having trouble getting guys to come to a team where there's not a quarterback that can get him the ball. So that I think is going to have to be the first and foremost biggest, obviously the biggest elephant in the room is the getting that quarterback placed, or somebody that can remove your offense, not Stidham, not Cam, obviously, but they're going to have to get somebody. Who knows? Maybe they do another crazy thing and work out a draft pick where they can get up higher because they're in no man's land at 15 or 16.
Yeah, they're at 15th is what I think.
So you're probably by then any quarterback that is the other teams are looking at is probably going to be gone by that point. So, they got to do something. But I mean, they've got the right guy up there in Bill Belichick. I mean, he's a smart guy. He's not a dummy by any means. So I mean, they've got the right guy there. It's just a fact in the matter of getting guys in there, getting some other players free agency. They're gonna have to lure some people over in free agency. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll see. Falcons, I mean, maybe if Matt Ryan's gone and then they're desperate and they need a quarterback.
Maybe Matt Ryan goes. Maybe they trade. Maybe Matt Ryan goes to the Patriots.
Yeah, at this point, like I feel like Cam is like a mercenary quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? It's quarterback for hire at this point. I mean, maybe he can find some success somewhere where it's some sustained success where it's a couple of years, but as of right now, New England's not it, and then Cam's gonna be looking elsewhere. It all depends for Atlanta if they move on from Matt Ryan. If Matt Ryan's gone, then yeah, maybe Cam, maybe. I mean, why not at that point?
Mm-hmm.
But
it's gonna be an interesting offseason, like we've been talking about, man. A lot of stuff's gonna happen.
Yeah. But all right, guys, we're going to go ahead and get out of here. I'm exhausted. It's going to be a big weekend. I forgot, do we got Saturday games? Let me check that real quick. That's going to frustrate me because last week I wasn't really ready for the –
that was just like 2 whole days.
Oh, God, it was a mess. I wanted to do the Christmas one, but I was like, thank God I did because the Saints just put an ass whooping on the Vikings. Let's see, where am I at? Week 6 to 17, where are we at? Week 17. No, it's all Sunday. All Sunday, week 17. So, yeah, big week, big set of games this weekend. Rams, Cardinals, Bears, Packers. Got a couple rivalry games, Raiders, Broncos, and Chargers, Chiefs. You got that Washington football team needing a win against the Eagles and the New York football Giants and going up against the Dallas Cowboys. The Cowboys are going to try to ruin the Giants are going to try to ruin the Cowboys' playoff hopes here as Washington looks to go ahead and get their 7th win before the Cowboys sneak up and take it from them. Who'd have thought the fucking Cowboys? Who'd have thought?
That's
honestly in the NFC East. Who knows? You know what I'm saying. But for tonight, the Wicked Witch of the East, the former Wicked Witch of the East, the New England Patriots, got their asses whooped by a final score of 38-9, and it looks like there's a dawn of a new era in Buffalo. It really looks like that team's going to be there for some time. And they also mentioned that the Dolphins. We know about the Jets. We'll just put that to bed. But yeah, we'll see what happens. It's going to be a wild offseason.
The other interesting thing they said in the broadcast too is I didn't even realize it last week that there were 5 teams that had a chance to lock in playoffs and none of them did. So that makes this weekend even more. It's just there was 5 teams that had a chance to lock in playoff berths, and they didn't get it done. So, and the Indianapolis Colts being one of them that were up 17-0 at the end of the 3rd quarter, and then they came back and lost it. So there's teams that are out there that have to fight with everything they got in order to get in.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, guys, we're going to get out of here. Until Sunday, I'm Ivan Vargas. That's Luke Nettles. This has been the Base Monsters Game Day podcast on SportsZone Chicago.
Captain Insano shows no mercy.
Straight cash, homie.
Hold on to your butts.
I just heard my favorite band is in town. I'd love to get good seats, but everywhere I've looked, the ticket sites have crazy service fees.
Haven't you heard of TixSplits?
Who?
TixSplits. They don't gouge you with crazy fees. The price they advertise is the price you pay, plus a small delivery fee.
Never pay service fees again. Go to TixSplits.com today. TixSplits.com. Guaranteed seats, low prices. That's TixSplits.com. Every ticket, every venue, everywhere.